With the world of AI moving so freaking fast, I bet you want to know the top 10 AI tools for Amazon sellers for summer 2025. Everything's coming the speed of light. And so I'm really excited for our guest, Gary Huang. He is the founder, also an OG in the space, been selling himself for a very long time. And he is also the founder of award-winning 7-Figure Seller Summit. So thanks so much for joining. I am stoked. You were teasing these to me earlier, and I want to dig my hands in because I can't keep up. It's really difficult for me to keep up with all the AI options, and I know you've been digging into it for a long time now.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I mean, AI is moving even faster than the speed of light, it seems. And, it's really,
I know.
everything everywhere all at once, right? From e-com to, all of the political videos, social content, even I'm a parent as well, right? So I'm using AI to teach my son junior coding, and I don't know anything about code, but my trusty friend is my helper. So really wanted to share some of the best AI tools in my opinion for e-commerce sellers today.
Yeah, before we dive into it, you want to give just a really quick backstory because I know you've done a lot and you've also been in the space for a while. So I think that's the thing I'm the most excited of is not only are you saying, hey, these are cool AI tools, these are cool AI tools you're using, correct?
Yeah. So my background, I'm kind of sitting at the intersection of e-commerce and supply chain. And, I've been selling on e-com since the early eBay days. I'm kind of,
Yeah.
one of those Stone Age people, but yeah, selling on Amazon FBA since 2015. And I'm in Japan actually. So lately my other, big thing is selling in Japan. So yeah, that's another thing. And ever since AI came out, it's the internet, right? I mean, there's so many changes. I mean, there's so much uncertainty. People are worried about losing their jobs. But at the same time, there's massive opportunity, right? So it's, how do we really kind of harness this? So I'm using AI for my own business, for my e-commerce business, and also for, creating content. So we're going to talk about, listing optimization tools, video tools, imaging tools, and even stuff, creating music. And I think also the core way to use AI, I think a lot of people have it wrong because they're trying to use it to replace Google, but actually, there's a lot more that we can unpack. So yeah, I'm super excited to get into this.
No, I am as well because I know you were saying, hey, you just updated this as well. So this is definitely the up to
Yeah.
date. And I don't know about you, but I see AI tools. They found something. Oh, this is super interesting, and then you go to use it, and you're like, someone just said it because they thought it was super cool, and it's not
Right.
actually useful. So I know these are
Yeah.
definitely 10 plus usable AI.
Yes. I mean, these are tools that I've been using, that I've tested. I've also, spoken to our other people in the e-commerce space and tools other people I trust are using. So literally, this is stuff that you can take and apply. So we're going to talk about the top 10 AI tools every Amazon seller needs at 2025. I mean, it's summertime right now, and 3 months later, this could be all like different, right?
Yeah.
So the goal is to really help you guys boost profits, save a ton of time, up to 50 hours a week with these tools. I actually put together a cheat sheet with all the links. So if you guys want to grab that at the end, I think there's going to be a link under the video that
Yeah,
you
we'll
guys can
definitely have a
get.
link to that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Go for it. I know you were teasing it to me, so I want to know.
Yeah, definitely. First off, I mean, why are AI tools essential? I mean, I feel right now, if you're not using AI, your competition is, you're going to get blown away. I mean, for example, I mean, not to discriminate, but everyone's worried about competitors from overseas, especially China, right? I mean, in China, English is their second language, but now with AI, I mean, that language advantage, that's gone, right? So if you're not using AI and your competition, they're optimizing listings, they're optimizing for Rufus, videos, they're creating infinite videos, right? I mean, literally, if you're not on the train, you're going to get left behind. I think that's the number one biggest thing. And besides that, I mean, you can use AI. I'm not saying AI is 100% replacement for a human. I mean, I kind of think of AI kind of, like a pilot flying a plane. There's autopilot, right? But
Yeah.
there's no autopilot that's going to just, press this button. It's going to take off. It's going to deal with turbulence. It's going to deal with emergency landings, etc. I mean, the pilot still has to step in for critical situations, kind of, strategic guidance, etc. But AI, I mean, co-pilot, I mean, it can probably fly 80 or 90% of the flight, so much so the pilot literally can close his eyes and take a nap, right? So I think that's kind of the mindset that us as e-commerce business owners and entrepreneurs should take, right? It's not something that's going to replace 100%, but it's something that can really help you save time and also, free up your time for bigger strategic, decisions, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
These are really the tools that are going to separate, 6 from 7-figure sellers. And you're seeing this going forward. So first off, I think the most essential things are the LLMs, right? The ChatGPTs, the Claudes. Why is this so important? We're going to talk about the top 10 tools, right? But the cool thing is anytime you get stuck, anytime you're not sure what to do, you're not sure what to prompt, you can ask your trusty friend, like ChatGPT, right? Because you can ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to create a product video for my earrings on Amazon. It should be 30 seconds long. We should have this type of model, this sort of environment. How should I prompt it? So your trusty friend, ChatGPT, it can literally spit out the right prompt that you can copy and paste into the video AI tool. This is the cornerstone. Pick and choose your favorite LLM. And for me, I pay for 2. So I ChatGPT. I don't know about you, Liz. I'm curious how you're using this as well. But I ChatGPT because it's easiest to use. I can literally just pick up my phone and just speak into ChatGPT, the voice mode, and it's so quick. And then it has a memory setting, so it knows about my business, it knows where I am, it knows my son's name, it knows, pretty much it has a memory. And I've been using it for 2-3 years now, right? So it's really quick and it's really good with translations as well. So I think that's easiest to use for beginners. And ChatGPT is the market leader. They're, the dominant behemoth, right? So definitely, if you haven't already used ChatGPT, the only thing that I see a lot of people get tripped up on is they used it once last year and kind of, I searched my name and in my background, it's not really working for me. The thing is, you have to use the paid version. So right now there's 4.0 and there's 03. So it's $20 a month, right? Make sure you get that version because it's a significant knowledge jump. It's kind of going from an intern to a PhD person intelligence, right? So make sure you use the paid version, either 4.0 or 03. Okay. That's point number 1. Point number 2, Claude. Claude, for those of you guys who don't know, it's a competitor to ChatGPT by a company called Anthropic. The cool thing about Claude is it has a custom instructions setting. So what you can do is kind of create a master prompt all about your business, your product, your goals, your USP, your customer avatar, your pricing, your product line. Literally, I have a 20-page doc, a master prompt doc that just sets the whole background. It gives the whole context because Claude allows you to input that into the custom instructions. So that way, anytime I want to write a listing, it already knows the products I know. It's not ChatGPT where it doesn't have that. So you have to constantly say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm selling, kites, I'm selling in the Japanese market. This is the price point, this is the shape, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to copy and paste that. Literally, that saves you. I hope people are understanding how powerful that is. Literally, it knows you. It knows your business. It even knows my VA's name. And, when I say create this new task and okay, my assistant, Lovely, she's going to do that, you can focus on this. It's a huge jump. Right. But it's not as the voice, it doesn't have a really good voice mode, ChatGPT. So it's a little harder to use, but if you know how to use it, you can get more efficient outputs out of it. And I use the paid version as well. It's like $20. Okay. So that's Claude. The third LLM that I really is Perplexity. I don't know if you've used Perplexity before.
Yeah. It's really good.
Perplexity, I mean, its killer app is its web search feature because it was built for that. It was built based on, scientific citations. So literally it would always cite where it's getting the information from. And the cool part of that is it reduces hallucinations. So it doesn't BS as much. Okay. The other cool thing is you can restrict the search to social platforms, Reddit. So Reddit is really cool because you avoid all of, the listicles and, the junk, right? You get real customer avatar, feedback about, their pain points. So that's a cool part about Perplexity. So I don't use the paid version of Perplexity. I use it kind of to fill in the gaps, but that's kind of a big picture for your AI foundation for us to go forward with the e-com space. Yeah. Any questions so far?
No, I think that's great. I think honestly, one of my biggest unlocks that I got from a friend, actually, I introduced you to him, Sean.
Yeah.
He was one of the tips that he gave me is using AI to write prompts or write the prompts for you. And the one thing, so I had been doing that, but my problem is that I had been asking it in the same chat to write the prompt. So I basically had been trying to talk to the AI and said, okay, I need you to tell me how to tell you how to do this, and my outputs weren't as good. The one tip that I got was to open a completely separate chat that was completely
Yes.
removed from the first one, and to
Yes.
allow that second chat to be where I had a conversation almost with a different person
Exactly.
on how to instruct somebody else.
Yeah.
And that actually I found I got quite big prompts, really good prompts out of it. And yeah, because prompting is kind of the key to any of these and knowing how to instruct it. And I found that to be very, very useful. And the other thing that I found is that in terms of ChatGPT versus Claude, I have
Hmm.
found Claude to be much better when it comes to any sort of creative writing. So if you're trying to
Mm.
do posts, if you're trying to do blogs, not
Yeah.
that ChatGPT isn't good, but I found Claude to be much more nuanced in
Yeah.
its the way in which it will write things. Sometimes ChatGPT sort of summarizes to the point of AIification of certain
Yeah.
things, even if
Kind
your
of an
input.
AI-esque.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fully tell when a LinkedIn post was written by AI.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, those are two really good points, Elizabeth. Because I have many, many different chats open, but I kind of
Yeah.
segment each chat by a different topic. And then what you said, if I'm trying to ask it to create a prompt, I would create a different chat, or I'll use a different LLM entirely. If I'm trying to create a video prompt, and for example, I'll ask ChatGPT, and sometimes I'll ask Claude as well, and I'll compare the two prompts to see which one is
Mhm.
better. And then you can even ask it to critique. You'll say, okay, another LLM used this prompt. What would you do to make it better to achieve my objective?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. The
that's
other
kind
thing
of
that I found very nice. So, and I do, like I said, the creative writing, we do a lot of creative writing for our social platforms, not so much for clients, but you can create, you said, pre-programmed Claude bots. The problem that I found with that is you can't share them as of yet. I assume they will
yes,
change that
yes,
because with ChatGPT, you can create what's called custom GPTs, and those are
yes,
shareable. And so,
yes.
what we've done, if there's anything on your team that you want to make sure is done in a specific way. So, when a client sends this, we send this, or this is the structure of this, or I need something that can critique this, or anything. Actually, one of the hacks that I found, because I used to just give my team prompts, and that
Uh-huh.
sometimes worked, sometimes didn't work as well. Or if
Uh-huh.
a model changed slightly, or somebody's using a different model, you can end up with a different output. But
Uh-huh.
what we're doing now is creating basically AI assistants for I found it to be best when it's a very specific and defined process that you want kind of done in a certain way, but there's some creative elements to it, so you can't completely SOP it. We've done that and just said, hey, here's your AI assistant, drop in this thing, and then it'll output. And we found that to be very consistent. And because it's shareable, as long as you have the
Mm,
link to that GPT and you've made it public,
yeah.
that's actually been quite useful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. The fact that ChatGPT allows you to do custom GPTs and they're shareable. I mean, that's something that's huge. Claude doesn't. It's not great in that respect. So, I mean, there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to each. So, yeah, yeah.
Right.
All right. Shall we keep going?
Let's go. I want to see what else you got.
Okay. So first off, I want to talk about customer research and intelligence. So this
Yeah.
is for, the old way, when we're looking at customer reviews, hey, we're thinking about launching this product, let's look at the competition, and then we would scour through hundreds and hundreds of reviews trying to look for the top problems, right? And so we can make those modifications to improve the product. And, I've done this. I'm sure, Elizabeth, you've done this as well. And, this is going to take, hours, and we're, copy and pasting these top 3 problems into a Google sheet. And it's just, it's a ton of time, right? So the cool part is now there's a tool called VOC AI, VOC.ai, and literally it can analyze competitors' reviews. All you have to do is
Mm.
just drop in the ASIN, and then it will
Oh.
tell you exactly the top problems. It will tell you also the customer avatar. It will tell you, the male versus female, the different age demographic, different use cases. So it can really save you a ton of time using this tool it's called VOC AI, and literally it can help you know your customer avatar better than they know it themselves. So this is huge. I mean, whether we're creating, listings, or we're trying to target the right demographic, there could be 2 different people
Mm.
types of people that use it, right? So yeah, so that's the first tool that I recommend, VOC AI. Have you heard of this tool? I'm curious,
I have
Elizabeth.
not. I'm sure you're going to come up with a lot of one, or maybe I've heard it, but I haven't really
Yeah.
tested. So,
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. So I actually did a video walkthrough training on our YouTube channel. So we'll
oh,
put
awesome.
that in the cheat sheet as well if you guys want to check it out. Okay. So VOC AI. It is a paid tool. There's a limited number of free searches that you can do, but it's really
Mhm.
cool. I mean, I can tell you can, go through all the reviews. It saves you a ton of time. And yeah, okay. So that's one. And next, I want to dive into Amazon listing and ad optimization. So this is a lot. Okay, I kind of condense a lot of stuff. Okay, so first off, AI, you can totally use it to write optimized Amazon listings, right? So my favorite two AI tools are Data Dive and Helium 10. Okay, so
Mhm.
you guys have heard of these tools, but some of you
Mhm.
guys may not know that Data Dive actually has a really good AI listing writing feature where you can take all of your master keyword list, and you can obviously you want to go through all of the keywords to make sure they're related, and especially if there's any gaps that you're seeing, for example, your competitors are not ranking for. The cool part is Data Dive, it can instantly write the listing, optimized listing for your Amazon product instantly, right? It'll just spit it out. It's very good. It'll save you a lot of time, but at the end, I still want to go in to do human edits, polish, just to make sure, right? So kind of going back to that pilot versus co-pilot
Mhm.
analogy. So it's going to be your co-pilot. It's probably going to fly, take the plane from LA to New York 80% of the way, but you're going to do the final landing, etc. You're going
Mhm.
to polishing just to make sure everything looks right. Okay. Helium 10 also has a similar feature that works to do that. Another cool part about Helium 10 is they're very useful if you're expanding internationally. Because, for example,
Mhm.
let's say you want to sell into Amazon Japan, Helium 10, it can, if you're doing your keyword research, it can actually translate Japanese listings or Spanish listings or French
Mhm.
or English. I mean, not only that, when you do the keyword analysis, the keywords, they're all in Japanese. It can actually just auto translate for you using AI. So that save you, two steps. Because the old way, what I used to do was, I would get all the Japanese keywords, copy and paste them into a Google Sheet, and then use that,
Right.
Google Translate, that function, and then, drag that down, copy and paste. I mean, it takes some more time, but now Helium 10, it can just do that for you. And it works for all international languages. So that if you guys are doing international expansion, that will help you guys a lot, as it did for me. Okay. So those are the two for Amazon listings. I also have a couple tools for PPC and pricing as well. But did you have anything you'd add or any comments on the listings? Or I'm curious, what are
No.
you using AI for listings and your work?
Yeah, so we do, as a favor to a couple clients, we're doing some SEO work. And I have become a big believer in the power of SEO on Amazon listings. So I do think it's impactful. That's not one of our core services. So but I do think it's very helpful. And oftentimes I have had a couple clients ask about AI capabilities and, kind of help with those things. Cause I do think you said you still need to look it over. It's
Yeah.
getting better though. I think, the AI listings that came out in the beginning, I know Junglr was one of the first ones. So we
Mhm.
did a demo with them and it was
Mhm.
good, but it's definitely gotten significantly better.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all of this, I feel the AI models, it's, it used to be, I think, Moore's Law. Every 2 years,
Mm.
the technology doubles, but now it's
Yeah,
every 3 months. I mean, it
I know.
just comes
Crazy.
out of the blue and just crushes, and it just drops the token expenses by tenfold, right? And
Yeah.
literally, it's doubling every 3 months. So, I mean, it's insane how fast it's changing. Yeah. I also wanted to talk about PPC. And I think this is going to be controversial because you guys do PPC, and I wanted to get your
Right.
take on this. There's kind of some new players on the block. Okay. And they can do AI powered PPC management. So it's kind of, this is for sellers that are more experienced, doing 6, 7, 8 figures. And if you already have some sales history, keyword search history, search term report, etc., it can automatically, algorithmically adjust your listings for, if your goal is sales, it can do that. If your goal is, profitability, it can do that. And there's also, there's a turbo mode you can put in
Mhm.
if you can accept more A costs for launch strategy. It can do that as well. And I think the biggest difference is the amount of adjustments it can make. It can make, I don't know, thousands of adjustments a day, and stuff that it's more than most humans are capable of. So Autron is one of the new AI players that I'm experimenting with right now for PPC
Oh, very
management.
cool.
Yeah. What do you think about that? I mean, I'm just curious from, a PPC expert's point of view.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. So I try hard not to poo poo the future because I
Yeah.
think AI is definitely the future.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a hater when it comes to AI enabled ads. I'll be
Hmm.
honest with you. Mostly because, and obviously I'm going to be biased because the people who are coming to me are looking for more of that expertise layer. And so they've
Yes.
typically had a poor experience with AI. So I'm
Okay.
getting all the, probably the people who are happy with their AI solutions are just happy as a clam using it continuously. So I'm
Yes.
talking to those. I think where I've seen AI can do really well. So in my opinion, if you don't have an experienced person on your team, be that in-house, be it you haven't been able to find the right agency partner, or maybe you're looking for a freelancer and you're like, I don't have somebody who's super well versed. I want to be able, I'm not saying AI is a bit of a set it and forget it, but it can do that a little bit. And so let's say even if you had a, regular automation set up, but you might want to launch more things or do more things, or you need it to be kind of something working there in the background. I think an AI solution is better than someone either just not paying attention to it. It's going to do better than that.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is not necessarily because the AI models are bad, but I think AI, up until we get Neuralink and it all plugs into our brains and it can just to know what we're thinking, it's not going to make as good of ad decisions as and I'm going to qualify this by saying skilled account manager or agency who understands how to read the nuances of the client. So an example would be, we'll have clients come to us. One of the things we have is an onboarding form, right? We get, okay, what are your ACOS goals? What are your total ACOS goals? I want it all of it. And then part of our onboarding sequence is to have a conversation. So I'll get on brands with brands all the time. I just onboarded another brand. These are our ACOS goals. These are our total ACOS goals. This is great. Are you cool if we have nuance on ACOS goals? Because actually our goal is profitability and we really need to get organic rank growth for profitability. So if I focus on this ACOS goal, that's actually going to hurt your overall objectives. So let's focus more on total ACOS and sales growth, and we're going to do the best. We're going to optimize and lower your ACOS. Don't get me wrong, because this brand is running at 200%. I'm not going to keep running them at 200%, but that being said, as low as their goal was, because I understand the nuances of that. Whereas going into a tool, and hopefully they have an onboarding sequence, but it's where does that line fall? If I went into a tool and I inputted their total ACOS goals and their ACOS goals, it's going to start optimizing for those, which is what it should be doing. But the thing is that those actual targets can sometimes even be best to fluctuate throughout the month. We're doing that right now with one of our clients where because Prime Day conversion rates are down, total ACOS has increased at the beginning of the month. So we just went in and did an evaluation halfway through Prime Day. Hey, sales are great. Sales are up. Total ACOS is running a little bit harder than we want to. Normally we would say, hey, budgets are running out. We need to push. We're saying, hey, due to total ACOS goals a month to date, we're actually going to elect to not increase budgets beyond what we had originally. Again, somebody who knows what the heck they're doing and can read between the lines is going to get a better output than an AI currently. Now, is that going to change and am I going to eat my words in 6 months? I might. It's entirely possible. But I think for certain brands, depending on where you're at and depending the skill levels on your team or in your partnerships, it can be very useful.
Yeah, I agree. I feel if you don't have anyone and if you don't have an agency, I mean, if AI is gonna be the most intelligent being in the room, then definitely go for it. But if you do have someone that is more nuanced and can do it for you, then definitely consider that. So, but I just wanted, regardless, I want to put the option out there because my goal today is to share the top AI tools for e-commerce, and I would not be doing my job if I did not reveal what are the options out there. So
right, and you asked somebody biased, so
yes, I did, but it's good to have both sides of the coin. So thank you for that. All right, if we move forward to the next topic, pricing. Okay, most people they're scared to adjust their pricing. I mean, if I raise my price, am I going to lose rank? Am I going to lose sales? But at the same time, we're dealing with the tariffs, right? I mean, this is inevitable, and the tariffs they're up, they're down, they're uncertain. They were 145, now it's 55 for China. I think it was 30 something from Thailand, and Vietnam is, it's all over the place. Okay, so one of the leading tools for pricing is an AI powered pricing tool called Prophecy, Profasee. So it's the founder is one of the OGs in the e-com space, Chad Rubin. Elizabeth, do you know Chad? He's
yeah, I mean, we've done content together.
Yeah. I mean, Chad is, he literally wrote the book on e-commerce selling back in the day, right? So he created this tool. I mean, it's AI powered pricing. So whether your goal is profitability, it can aim for that. If it's, sales and ranking, it can aim for that. But the thing is, it will make intelligent micro adjustments. It's not going to totally, kill your listing, right? So
Mhm.
there's been a couple of case studies. Sellers, they're actually, they're making more profit by increasing their price, right? So it's kind of counterintuitive from the traditional sense, but a lot of people, they're kind of paralyzed. They're scared to change, right? But prophecy could be a good tool for larger sellers doing 7-8 figure range. All right. So yeah, I think this is very important, especially with the tariffs and everyone, dealing with the higher costs. All right. So moving forward, image creation. This has been changing very quickly because a lot of the
Mhm.
tools, if you asked me this question in 2024, I would not
Yeah.
put ChatGPT 4.0 in there. But
Yeah.
recently, I think a lot of you guys have seen on social, GPT 4.0, it made a huge evolutionary jump. It's kind of
Mhm.
going from a monkey to a human or something. Because,
Yeah.
before last year, if you ask someone and it has like 7 fingers, right? And
Yeah.
now you can literally, this image here, I actually, I created this using Sora. I mean, ChatGPT 4.0, right? I mean, because one of the products I'm selling is a kite. And
Mhm.
previously, I mean, it would hallucinate. If I tried to create this using ChatGPT, it would hallucinate the kite, right? So this is
Mm.
a delta kite for these guys seeing on screen. It would change it into a diamond kite, right? It would just
Yeah.
mess it up, unusable. But now, literally, I prompted it. Like what we said earlier. Hey, I'm selling this, rainbow color kite on Amazon. I upload the product image so it knows what it is, and then I said I'll to create a short 30-second video, a product lifestyle video of a father and son playing the kite on a sunny beach, right? And then it could
Cool.
just create this for you. So the old way was, I mean, I've done this before. I would have to go on Fiverr, find a photographer to do shooting on set. We would have to maybe
Yeah.
pay a couple models, right? And then tell them what we want, and then wait a couple weeks. I have to physically send the sample to them, and then hopefully they got what I wanted, and then they'll send me back the result a couple weeks later. So this is gonna cost me a couple hundred thousand bucks. It's gonna take me a month's time if I want to do it professionally, or I can try to hack it using Photoshop. Getting a stock image and photoshopping it in, but it doesn't quite look right. But I mean, it was good
Yeah.
enough. But but now literally this takes just a couple minutes, right? It's not going to be perfect your first run through. You got to go some back and forth. I think one of the other biggest myths about AI is kind of like a one-shotting it prompt mindset,
Mm.
trying to one-shot a perfect prompt. Whereas I feel, and not a lot of people say this, but it's kind of you got to go back and forth, right? ChatGPT, like on the first try, I didn't get this output, right? I would say,
Mm.
oh, the boy, he's a little, too far on the beach. Can you bring him closer? Can you bring the father and son closer together? And then it will go in for the second try, right? And then I could say, oh, maybe more sunlight on the boy's face, and he should be really happy. And then so literally, it's kind of a seesaw. Imagine on the playground, right? So it's you and the AI. You're going back and forth. You're going up and down until you get the desired result. Okay. So that's kind of AI image creation in a nutshell. So my top 3 tools, I mean, for creation, the top 2 are right now GPT 4.0 because it's really
Mm.
easy to use. You can just prompt in plain language, right? The quality is pretty good. I would say good. The downside is it's very slow. I don't know if you've
Mm.
tried it,
Yeah. I've
Elizabeth, but
tried GPT. It takes a long time. Yeah.
yeah, it takes a really long time. It'll literally take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you're just sitting there and waiting, right? But it is, again, GPT 4.0, it has the easiest user interface and plain language you can
Mm.
prompt it. Okay. My second AI image generator recommendation is Midjourney. So Midjourney
Mm.
has been around. It's kind of one of the early players. And I mean, previously you had to use Discord, which is another app, and then you have to prompt it in a certain way. There's, syntax and jargon that I'm not going to get
Mhm.
into, but the output in the early versions, Midjourney was the best, right?
Yeah.
Now the output's still very high. It's still very good. You can get professional quality results, but it's just, you got to know how to prompt it. I mean, it's not really a
Mm.
big problem because again, from the top, right, you can just ask ChatGPT to create a Midjourney prompt for you, and then you can copy and paste that into Midjourney, right? So Midjourney, it is a paid app. So that's my other, these are the 2 recommendations for image creation. Yeah. So I'll take a minute to pause there. Any thoughts on that,
No,
Liz?
that's cool. And I like your tip about using ChatGPT to write a mid-journey prompt. I think that's very helpful.
Yeah. I mean, I always think of whether it's ChatGPT or Claude, it's kind of my assistant in my back pocket. Anytime I'm
Mhm.
stuck, I don't know. I'll literally, I'll screenshot. I'll take a screenshot of, the listing, or I take a screenshot of, okay, I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I created this presentation using Gamma. Have you heard of
Hmm.
Gamma? Okay. So
Yeah.
I've never used Gamma before. I had Gamma on one window and I think it was ChatGPT on the other. And I take a screenshot of Gamma, like the whole screen, and then I'll upload it into ChatGPT. And I'll say, hey, I'm stuck here. What settings should I put? I'm trying to create
Mm.
this presentation for this YouTube video, et cetera, et cetera. And it'll tell me all the settings, right? So I just have it in my back pocket. Anytime. So guys, anytime you get stuck, go to ChatGPT or go to Claude, and then it's going to help you solve your problem. I think that's the what do you call it? The AI tip for today, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you get
for
stuck.
sure.
Okay. All right, cool. On the lines of images, image editing. Okay. Right now, Canva AI is the clear leader. It has
Yeah.
so many tools. I don't know if you've used it. It has, Magic Grab. You can literally grab your listing and plug it in. It has the instant background remover. It's so fast. I mean, people don't even use Photoshop anymore, right? And it has intelligent editing. You can put in, text. You can edit videos. I mean, it also has presets for even Amazon sponsored videos. Canva actually has a collaboration. It knows resolution, the sizing, everything is templated, right? It's literally
Hmm.
you just go in there. You don't need any experience, and whether you do it yourself or you have a VA or assistant on your team, they can totally do this for you. It's huge. It can create stunning visuals without designers. I mean, it's huge. Do you guys use, for I don't know, sponsor brand video and those type of ads? Do you guys use AI tools for your
Yeah,
agent?
we use Canva extensively. We use
Yeah,
Canva
yeah,
extensively. I think the team also uses Photoshop for certain things, but I know that they
yeah.
also do it in Canva as well.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Canva AI is the paid version. I think it's $10 or something, but it's really worth it. Really high ROI. Okay. So next I want to talk about product photography and video. So there's a couple really good AI tools out there for product photography, especially for Amazon A plus content and lifestyle images, eComtent, ECOMTNT. That's one of the leading AI tools. So it can make sure to have the right product, in that setting, and it's all also already configured for Amazon A plus content. The founder is an ex-Amazonian, Max Sinclair. He's based in the UK, and he's been a speaker on our summit a couple times, and he really knows his stuff. And then lately, they're doing more Rufus, Cosmo, Amazon listing
Mm.
optimized content as well. So it already is trained on all of the Cosmo algorithm, white papers, patents, etc. So if you want to use AI for that, highly recommend eComtent. In terms of video, so we have a new winner in video. If you asked me this last year, it was
Hmm.
something else. But right now, VO3 by Google, this is the next generation video production. We're seeing creative teams just jump ship and use this. It can create really professional content without photo shoots. I actually have a live example if I can share. Is that cool? I think
Yeah,
I can
go
actually
for it.
go over to the next tab. Okay. So the cool thing is, I mean, VO3 by Google, it's paid, right? It sits on top of Gemini, their version of AI. But the cool tip that I just found out recently, shout out to my friend Ritu Java, is within Canva AI, they actually have a collaboration with Google VO3. So you can actually create the
Mm.
video if you have a Canva AI paid subscription. It is limited. I'm not sure how many videos you can do, but if you're using Canva AI, literally you can use the power of VO3 right now. Okay. So I created a prompt. Again, I did not write this from scratch. I asked
Mhm.
ChatGPT, hey, I want to create an Amazon product video for this. Okay, this is an earring product. I'm picking
Mhm.
out a random product, right? Okay. And then ChatGPT spat out this prompt. So this is what it gave me. Create a 30-second lifestyle video focused on a cute Japanese woman in her 20s relaxing in a quiet Tokyo cafe with soft morning sunlight. She has her hair tucked behind one ear, showing off multiple titanium ear acupressure jewelry pieces in kawaii, which means cute in Japanese. Kawaii shapes, butterflies, hearts, stars, and flowers refer to the styles in the image. I uploaded an image of one of the competitors' products and how it looks in the ear, so it knows how to describe it properly. The jewelry should be small, 7 millimeters times 7 millimeters, shiny and stylily arranged along the ear, tragus helix lobe, similar to a curated earring stack. As she sips tea or scrolls on her phone, the video should highlight how the jewelry blends beauty with wellness, worn for acupressure benefits, anxiety relief, sleep support, and weight balance without any text overlays. Use soft focus, natural lighting, and gentle bokeh background to keep the mood calm, modern, and intimate. Final frame should end on a clear side view of her smiling subtly with the jewelry shimmering in natural light. So I don't know about you. There's no way I could have written that without an
Yeah.
AI tool, right? Okay, so this is the result. Let me see if I can play it and if you guys can hear the sound.
That is quite good.
Yeah, and that was just the first prompt. Like literally, it took me less than a minute to create that. Right. I mean, obviously, maybe the earring, maybe the size is a little too big and stuff, and I might adjust it. But I mean, I hope you guys are seeing the huge potential in here right now. I mean, previously you would have to hire a videographer and model, and couple thousand bucks. Now we're maybe 70% of the way there. I mean, I'm sure if I did some back and forth, I mean, I could get it very close to the final output that we. I mean, do you think you could use something like this in a sponsor brand videos ad or?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
100.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. So that's product photography and video. Next, I want to talk about audio and music. Okay. If you want to create AI voiceovers, I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of, you've seen the content on YouTube. There's AI avatars and people that speak, or you can even make a digital twin. So I know, Elizabeth, you do a lot of content, and maybe if you want to clone yourself, literally you can use 11 Labs. It can create professional voiceovers for video. So literally it can do the voiceovers. All you have to do is upload transcript or a script, and then it can just do it in your voice, or it can do it in a professional male or female, or etc. It can do it for you. So that's 11 Labs. It's an AI tool. And then one of my favorite tools I think is really cool is Suno AI. It can create custom music for product videos, background music, and literally you can, it can either do instrumental or it can do lyrics as well. Have you heard of either of these?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe my husband and kids, or at
Yeah.
least my kids and their nephews, may or may not be using AI generation and then a tool like that to create some very, shall we say, interesting music,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
And
downright hilarious.
yeah.
And throwing inserts back and forth via music generated by AI.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, for social media, I mean, think
Yeah.
of your product videos. If you're saying height, you can create lyrics. I didn't have an example ready. I wish I had it, but yeah, that's the audio and music production. All right. And before we close out, automation and team building, Loom AI is really good to create SOPs. And shout out to our friend Sean Stone. Sean actually gave this tip to me recently. So if you have a team, if you have VAs, and creating SOPs can be challenging, literally all you have to do is a video walkthrough, and Loom AI, it literally will create the SOP for you. Okay, it is a paid setting within Loom, but it could be worth it if you're creating a lot of SOPs. All right. And the last one is make.com. So this is kind of a Zapier. I saw, Elizabeth, you're using Zapier, right? So make.com is really cool because it could connect your different AI tools, right? So let's say if you have a YouTube video, you can have it connected to create a LinkedIn post, and then have that connected to create an Instagram post, right? Or if you're doing, it can take your transcript and, create, a Google Doc summary out of it. So really, I mean, there's so many things that you can do. I don't have time to get into all the nuances and nitty gritty, but this is just two of the automation and team building tools that we have for today. All right. So we covered a lot today. I think we covered at least 10, maybe we threw in a couple bonus ones at the end. I know that was a lot. So I put together a cheat sheet just summarizing all of the different AI tools for e-com sellers that are my favorite that I recommend today. And if you can grab that at the link below the video, or here there's a QR code as well. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks so much, Elizabeth.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. No, thanks so much for. I am 100% going to go grab that cheat sheet because there's a couple of there I want to make sure that I go dig into. But no, I appreciate you sharing, and that's been super helpful. So as you can see, this is the most up to date because there's a couple new ones. That the fact that Canva, because I've been thinking about digging into the Google enabled AI video, and I didn't realize that Canva overlays with it, and I have access to Canva. So I think I might just go play with that after we get off this recording. But I appreciate you sharing. This has been amazing. Definitely recommend downloading the free cheat sheet. We'll have a link in the description as well. And yeah, this has been amazing. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And I hope this helps, guys. I mean, definitely make sure, if nothing else, just take whatever one that you can apply to your business now and just go do it, right? Because if you're not going to do it, your competitors are doing it, you're going to get left behind. So I think that's the playbook for 2025.